Hey there, today we're diving into the fascinating world of computer memory. Just like our brains rely on memory to function, so do computers. But here's the thing, not all memory is created equal. Computers use different types of memory to store information. Some types of memory are super fast, like a cheetah chasing its prey, while others are a bit slower, like a tortoise on a leisurely stroll. Why the difference? It all comes down to speed, storage capacity, and cost. Imagine trying to find a single grain of sand on a beach using only your hands. It would take forever, right? Now imagine you had a sieve to help you. The sieve would be like the faster memory in a computer, helping it quickly sift through information. Just like we have different ways of storing information, our brains, notebooks, phones, computers need a variety of memory types to operate efficiently. This system of different memory types is called the memory hierarchy. Let's start with the fastest memory in a computer: registers. Think of registers like the computer's own personal scratchpad. They hold the data and instructions that the CPU, the brain of the computer, needs to access immediately. Registers are like having a few essential tools right at your fingertips, ready to use in an instant. Next up is cache memory, which is still incredibly fast, but a bit larger than registers. Cache is like having a backpack full of frequently used tools. You might not need them all the time, but when you do, they're readily accessible. Cache memory helps the CPU work more efficiently by storing frequently accessed data and instructions closer at hand. This way, the CPU doesn't have to go all the way to the main memory, which we'll talk about next, every time it needs something. Now we're getting to the heart of computer memory, main memory, also known as RAM, random access memory. RAM is like the computer's workbench. It's where the computer stores programs and data that are actively being used. Think of it this way. When you open a program on your computer, it's loaded from the hard drive into RAM. This allows the CPU to access and process the program's data much faster. RAM is larger than cache, but slower. It's like having a large toolbox in your garage. You might have to walk a bit to get to it, but it holds a wider variety of tools. Section 4, long-term storage, secondary memory. While RAM is great for storing information that the computer is actively using, it's not designed for long-term storage. That's where secondary memory comes in. Secondary memory, which includes hard disk drives, or HDDs and solid-state drives, or SSDs, is like a giant warehouse for storing all your files, programs, and data, even when the computer is turned off. It's important to remember that secondary memory is much slower than RAM. Accessing data from an SSD is like driving to the warehouse and picking up a box, while accessing data from an HDD is like taking a much slower train ride to the same warehouse. Section 5, the memory hierarchy in action and analogy. Let's recap everything we've learned about the memory hierarchy with a real-world analogy. Imagine you're a chef preparing a delicious meal. You have your ingredients stored in different places depending on how quickly you need them. Registers are like the ingredients you have in your hands ready to be added to the dish immediately. Cache is like the ingredients you have on your countertop within arm's reach. Main memory, or RAM, is like the ingredients you have stored in your refrigerator, organized and accessible. And secondary memory is like the ingredients you have in your pantry or freezer, stored for longer periods. Just like a chef needs quick access to different ingredients, a computer needs a well-organized memory hierarchy to function efficiently. Section 6, conclusion, memory matters. Understanding the memory hierarchy is crucial for anyone who wants to understand how computers work. By knowing the strengths and limitations of each type of memory, we can make informed decisions about how we use computers and how we design them. So the next time you're using a computer, take a moment to appreciate the amazing dance of data happening within its memory system. It's a symphony of speed, storage, and efficiency that makes all the amazing things computers do possible. And that's pretty neat.